Well, just completed day 3 of practice, and the thing you really like is just our overall, just our work ethic and how hard guys are working. And anytime you approach practice, you just want to make sure physically and mentally that you want to improve and just get better each and every day. And that's all we've been talking about right now. Just our whole theme is just to get better each and every day, and just go out with the right attitude. Sometimes these practices can be a waste so far. It's been good. It's been day 3. It's been very good that we hadn't had a waste. Just dealing with the injuries. Shipley, has a hamstring pull. Just don't know exactly the timetable on that. Hope we get him back soon. And Marcus practiced today for the first time, so he was out there running around, which is good to get him back at wide receiver, because right now it's where we're concerned about the depth and just to get him back. But just looking at the other positions. You feel really good just where we are, just injury-wise, because there's no injuries. So, just overall, just very pleased at just how far we come with day 3 now, and just getting that one behind us.
Question: Did Shipley get hurt?
How did he get hurt? Oh, just pulled a ham. I don't know what drill it was in.
Did it seem severe, or?
No, I don't think it's very severe. I think last year he had the same issue, so we just timetable, just we'll get him back, quickly as possible with our training staff.
Coach, on the injuries, Sherrod Evans is one of those guys that was said he was kind of limited. Is he good to go, or are you still kind of limiting what he does?
Sherrod is still limited in what he's doing so far.
Do you have any idea when he'll be good to go, or are you just kind of taking it day by day with him?
No, just day by day, because you look at that injury when he's sustained it, probably November. So just trying to get him back, and just very careful about how much he's doing right now.
Will Shipley being out for a little while help give you a look at some of the other receivers, especially some of the young guys now?
Well, with Shipley being down, you look at the 5 freshmen, they're in the rotation also, and then with Warwick, he's getting a lot of work, and Harris is getting a lot of work, but now we get Marcus back and get him back in the swing of things. But with the 5 freshmen, to give us a chance to just look at them.
Did any of those 5 freshmen jump out at you?
No, just day 3. They're still trying to pick it up. They're still trying to learn what to do, and so it's going to take them a while.
Is that the same with Hurd, kind of picking up everything, Gerard?
Yes, because you look at that freshman group, with so much being thrown at them right now, and then with the vets being out on the field, we're just moving so quickly. So it's just, they have to learn on the run, and they're doing a good job, but it's still a process where, we have a lot of practice time left. So I think that, by the time that we get to game 1, I know that we've had enough practices where I feel comfortable enough where they should be able to pick up our system.
First impressions of Gerard, even though I know it's early?
Well, it's still early, and he's very athletic, and he'll be able to, just don't know where he's going to be this year, because we're still working with him.
Charlie, you talked Sunday about Caleb Blewett and Shiro, the battle they're having at the end. When you've got a position battle like that, does it make you feel good knowing that you can probably manufacture some depth, which whoever's not the starter is probably going to be a guy that's still going to play a lot for you?
Well, you look at our defensive front, and that's where you have some depth, because you look at the first one with you go with Tank, and then you go Said, you go with Malcolm, and then you go with Shiro and Blewett there. Then my big guy, I call him the Green Mile, but he's not the Green Mile. It's just I tease him. I tease him all the time about that. But you got enough guys there where you can work them. So we have a good depth there at the D-line position, and then in the secondary. You still have a good battle there, because you look at the corner position, then you have the young corners coming in with Bonning and Jermaine. There's the 2 guys that can add depth at some time once they pick it up the system also. So wide receiver will be the position right now where you have 5, so now it's trying to just sort them out, see who's going to really help us.
What's been your impression of Hassan Ridgeway so far?
Ridge is doing well. He's a really strong guy, very powerful, really a powerful pass rush also. A guy he has so much strength that, he can take guys once he gets locked on them, he can just throw them out of the way.
Is Dylan Haynes still running with the 1?
Is Dylan Haynes running with the 1s?
Yes.
Yeah, he's lined up as safety, yes, with our 1s, yes.
He got a legit shot, as a walk-on of winning that battle?
Well, he's what happens, it's just so early right now, and he's going to get an opportunity just like the rest of them.
Charlie, aside from maybe Dr. Revolts, how much psychology have you studied in your career? you take that part of it seriously?
the psychology of just trying to get the team right. Well, you have to. Well, you just got to get guys and get them in position where you want them to think like you.
And do you subscribe to the theory that sometimes you have to tear them down to build them back up?
Well, you have to do it. Well, especially when they start feeling good about themselves. But I don't know why we feel good right now. I think that we have them where we need them right now.
The suspended players, you got any ideas on how many games yet? Anything about it announced yet?
No, I don't have any idea yet.
Coach, can you talk about your decision to stay on campus in the dorms with the players?
Well, anytime you want to build a team and you have to build togetherness, and so the reason why we stayed in the dorm is now you get the whole team around them. I think the offense is on one floor, the defense is on the other floor, but guys are in there, and then during the day they can, guys, each of them have a roommate, so they can open up their door and open it up, and guys walking down the hallways. But it's just trying to just talk about just teamwork and being together, and just getting guys around where they can just find out who one another really is, because we don't really get that opportunity, because a lot of our older guys don't have a chance to know who the freshmen are. Now the freshmen can feel comfortable where they can walk in an upperclassman's room and feel good about it.
Have you done that before, previously?
Yes, with every camp we've tried to stay together and keep them together as long as we possibly could up until when school started. Then once you break camp, then you just let them go on their way. Plus, just a time that we're taking away from them with the meeting times, and then a lot of them still have to manage class in between right now because our classes are still going on. But I always like to do it right during the preseason camp.
Charlie, are you guys actually, the coaches, are you guys actually in the dorm with them right now? There have been reports that you guys are staying there as well.
The reports are true. We are staying in the dorm with them. Yes.
You're
Yes,
right there in the
I'm
dorm room?
staying in the dorm with them. Yes.
Do you have a roommate, or are you?
Why you guys don't think I stay in the dorm? Y'all don't think that?
Do you have a roommate, or do you get your own private
No,
suite?
it's no suite over there. All right? It's no suite. No, our room is just the same as the players' room. It's 2 beds, and the bathroom is down the hall, so it's good. I mean, our coaches, I mean, we need that, because the great thing about it, our players see us there, so they're knowing that if the coaches are doing it, then I think that it speaks a lot for the coaches and the players with their relationships also.
How do you sell that to Mrs. Strong?
How do I sell it? They just know, not only for my wife, but for all the coaches, they know that start of camp, it's time to go to work. So the things we're going to do what we need to do to make this football team better.
Charlie, what about your coaches? How did they take it when you told them that's the plan?
Oh, they were good, because I just said that we're all going to stay in the dorm with the players, and that nothing was said, so they understand.
Charlie, some players live off campus, Charlie?
When
When the season starts?
the older guys are still off campus because they already had their leases, so they couldn't break their leases.
So how many players? Just the upper faculty, juniors and seniors?
Oh yeah, just the older guys. Yes, the juniors and seniors.
Charlie, how far does this team have to go to really grasp what you want out of practices?
Well, right now, I just like the way we're working, and it's still some work to be done, because when you look at a team and you're still trying to build it, I think the true test will come next week. I think the first week they'll be fine, because they'll be it's kind of all new to them, and they want to push. Now next week will be the real test, because now you're going into the second week. Now just how much drive and passion do they really have, and they come out there and just each and every day go back to work.
If you aren't happy with that drive and that passion by the time the season starts, and you're still trying to motivate them in some senses, would you leave the Longhorn off the helmet for the first game? Are there things like that you'll continue to do during the season?
Well, I look around this room, and you look at Ricky there, and you look at Tommy Novus, you look at Vince Young, and those are guys that have a lot of pride. There's a lot of pride in this program and a lot of tradition, and our players understand that. And that's what I tell them. I say, guys, there's a lot of guys that have came out here and they poured out sweat and everything out. They left it on this field, and that's what we're going to do. And until we get that done, and then I'll let you know just how far we've come, or just when I'm going to decide to put it back, where they understand what the logo and just how important it is.
You gonna make any great plays today?
Today, no, it wasn't many great plays made. It's just a lot of good team.
How are Perkins or Rollerson moving on the bookings?
Perk and Rollerson working really well. Our whole offensive line is doing a really good job, because Perkins is so strong, and that probably I think he was with numbers, and I'm not exactly for sure in the weight room. I think he was the strongest person we had, but he's such a big body inside, and he can engulf you. And if a guy tries to run over him, he can like latch on. If he ever latches on, it's those defensive linemen don't have a chance. And then Jake is so versatile where he can play center. He can play any position, center, guard, or tackle. So he's doing a really good job.
Charlie, how many offensive line, defensive line would you like to play in games? Feel comfortable playing?
Well, you look at your offensive line, and it just depends on just where you are. And if it could go in there with 2 deep, it's fine. But usually it's 7 or 8 guys. And even with your defensive front, you like to change those guys up a lot, depending on if a team is moving the ball on you. If the team is moving the ball, you need to rest guys, and then just how much they're throwing it. It's just going to depend on the offense and who you're up against, and that's going to dictate a lot about just how many guys you play and just where you play them at.
Coach, being thin at receiver, what kind of went through your mind when you heard about Shipley going down for a bit?
I'm sorry?
What went through your mind when you heard about Shipley?
Well, I just with our training staff, knowing how soon we'll get him back. I don't know the date, but they said last year he went through the same deal where he's lost some time in camp, but he was back for the first game. So, we get him back early enough, then I think that we'll be okay.
Does he go to the pit then?
Oh, he will go to the pit, yes.
Anybody else hurt, injured?
No, we were just talking about Sherrod Evans is very limited. DeAndre Davis is he's injured. He's one. And just trying to think. I think those are the only 3 right now. I'm sorry.
Sherrod and DeAndre, what do they have?
Both of them with knees, but Sherrod is practicing. DeAndre isn't.
Charlie, when you guys put the pads on, how do you balance the need to be physical and build toughness, but at the same time kind of managing depth and making sure you're not injured? How's that balancing act?
Well, it won't change for the first week or so. So we put the pads on. We're going to work the way we're working right now. And then the closer you get the game, then you start pulling back and then you start taking the pads off. But we still have some work, and you have enough time to get it in.
So it's safe to say the first few days in pads are going to be pretty physical, pretty intense.
That'd be safe to say.
Time for 2 last ones. Whatever injury Marcus had that he's recovered from, you don't see that flaring up again, and that he's good to go from here on out?
No, it was all about his breathing. I think it was a polyp in his nose. They removed it. Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah.
Last one.
First time you have contact will be when?
First day of contact today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah. We had shoulder pads on, so we.
And how about conditioning? What do you run? How much when friends afterward? How much conditioning do you do?
You really don't need to now, just because of the work. I mean, we're out there in the sun, so it's going to take a lot out of them. So right now, it's all about just keep them hydrated and just replenish them with a lot of fluids, because they're going to lose. A lot of guys are going to lose weight. Some guys have lost weight just being out there and working, because we work them hard enough. If I had to run them at the end, it's going to be because of math, not because of I needed to.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.